Hello, and may the fourth be with you. Indeed, it is Star Wars Day, May the 4th, so in honour of that, new t-shirt. Yeah, not really a Star Wars hat, but as you know, running low. Homemade lightsaber. Slightly wobbly. And Jack. Also Star Wars t-shirt. And cuddly BB-8. Whoop, whoop, wow. Is that how he goes? Jack does better impressions than I do. Anyway, I hope you had a nice weekend and you're ready for our 4-day week. Yeah, 4 days, that's all. Lots of learning though, remember, because the bank holiday, rather than being on a Monday, it's on a Friday this week to coincide with VE Day. 75 years since the end of World War II. I know, how about that? And victory in Europe. Anyway, today, new chapter and all the other new stuff that I told you about. I'm actually going to do 2 today because they're very, very short. I hope you enjoy. Jack, I am your father. Chapter 43. I told Mum what Tiber and I had said to each other the night before. So you heard him? Mr. Abernethy, how could you not? You did such a good job of pretending to be asleep, the both of you. I thought you'd slept through. Tiber said that Dad couldn't help and that you wouldn't get the money, so it was up to us. He said he had an idea. Oh, Tiber, Mum exclaimed. It's difficult with Dad being in prison, but I've been in touch with Uncle Roppo about what happened, and he's sent us some money to help us out. You don't need to worry about the rent or about Mr. Abernethy. It's all sorted out now. But Tiber doesn't know that. I think he's gone back to those friends he used to hang out with. I think he was going to try and get money from them somehow. Did he say he was going to do that? I asked. I thought back to our whispered conversation. No, not exactly. But when I asked him, he didn't tell me he wasn't going to. He didn't deny it. Oh, I just hope he's not that stupid, Mum said. He knows it'll mean trouble for him. I've got to hope that he means something else. There's some other reason why he's missing, but thank you, Lulu. I'll tell the police, it might help. Are they looking for him? They're not that concerned, really. To them, it's not been that long. And when they asked if he had ever taken off before, I said yes. They said it was just a pattern of behaviour, running away, that it happens all the time with teenagers. They think he'll come back when it's ready. I'm worried too, Mum, I said. I think he'd be back by now if he could. It's different this time. I know, Lulu. I know. I feel the same. I feel the same too. We were still holding hands, and for the first time in ages, I felt connected to Mum. I could almost feel it running between us, passing through her fingertips from her palms to mine. Sorry, that's not your fingertips, that's your mouth. I'm going back to the police station to tell them what you told me, and then I'll walk around the neighbourhood for a bit and keep looking for him. Could you stay here, just in case he comes back? Yes, of course, I said. Lock the door after me, won't you? Mum said, pressing the key into mine. I'll come back soon, and then we'll have something to eat together. She kissed me on the forehead and was gone. I told myself that I'd only be for a few minutes, but as soon as Mum had left, I let myself out of the house. I knocked on Betsy's door. Maria answered after a while, but when she saw me, she just said, "No, Betsy," and made an expression like she was sorry. I don't know whether she meant she wasn't there, or that I wasn't allowed to see her. I tracked back to Bo's house and knocked furiously. "Bo," I called through the letterbox. "It's Lulu. I'm sorry. I'm sorry." I saw a dog come loping up to me. He licked my fingers through the letterbox and whined when I didn't come in. There was no sign of Bo. I suddenly thought of him lying on the floor after one of his flying tryouts. I had to get the door open. I ran back to my house and ran up to my room. I pulled out the dried out piece of bracken that Bo had given me all those weeks ago from under the loose floorboard and took it back to Bo's with me. Using the bracken, I had the door open in a flash. I dashed into the living room looking for Bo. But he wasn't there. He wasn't anywhere. Chapter 44. Dog pressed his nose to mine It felt viscous and cold. Where's Bo? Pressed his nose to me again. And this time it slid across my cheek in a smear. Then he loped towards the front door and gave a little moaning whine. He was pawing to go outside. Toilet, dog! He wagged his tail. All right, we'll just go to the bins, I told him. I'm sure Bo will be back soon. But Dog had other ideas. He started pulling me down the street, walking at first and then trotting faster and faster. He swung his head from side to side, sniffing the street in the air as though it was all new to him. He seemed desperate to run around, and I wondered if he'd missed his walk that day. No, Dog, we have to go back, I told him. I didn't want Mum to come back and find me gone. And there was something about the way the shadows fell across the streets that made me shiver. But Dog didn't listen. He pulled even harder. I had to run to keep up with him. I held onto his lead with all my strength. Dog, what are you doing? And he led me down one street and then another. I followed him blindly, but I soon realised we were taking the same route that he took with Bo on their daily walk. The one we'd followed the night we saw Tiber and his gang. When we turned another corner, I saw the block towering over us. This time, almost all the lights were out. Only a few windows were still illuminated. It was darker tonight. I looked all around for figures in the blackness. My eyes strained for the profile of my brother, leaning back lankily, running with his long strides, but there was no one there. When we got to the point where we met the group before, Dog stopped abruptly. I almost tripped over him. What is it, Dog? I asked him. His ears flicked back so that they lay flat on his head. I stroked him gently, but then I felt myself freeze. I could hear the sound of voices. I'd heard them before. The same voices I'd heard when Dog and I were last here together. They were coming from the foot of the block, where it was darkest, where it collected the most shadows, and they were coming towards us. Oh my gosh.
BB-8! No! He's had a heart attack!
I know, it's a very scary chapter. Get him back. I don't know if CPR works on Joyce. Oh, it is. Anyway, guys.
I'll just recharge him and see if that works.
Brilliant. That's that chapter for today. We are so close to the end. About 4 more chapters. And an epilogue. You'll find out what that means when we get to it. I hope you had a good Monday. I hope you've worked hard. Again, let me know in the comments if there's anything else I can do. You know my email address. Other thing I was going to say, next Zoom meeting, I have worked out how to do gallery view. It was a problem with my computer, as I said before. I tried it on the Mac, and it's absolutely fine. I can see everything. So if you fancy another one, let me know. Maybe this week, maybe next week. We'll see. But until then, stay safe, stay happy, stay curious, and stay filled with the Force. Luke.
Okay, I think he's back.
Is he?
Oh,